This research pool from the moguefile contains images and audio from a performative lecture produced in response to supplied readings on photography facing catastrophe, disaster, and the Anthropocene. This lecture was presented shortly after returning to the Netherlands from Australia, where we had just experienced a particularly extreme bushfire season. The lecture was converted into a paperback format for distribution via print on demand, and a more complete video version of the lecture is planned as well. The lecture was called The Catastrophic Image and the Skin of Your Eye. By January, the bushfire season was well and truly underway, and the fires have been burning for quite a long time. But obviously living in a city, you feel kind of like away from it, because there's not like a fire on your doorstep. Although there is this sort of feeling in the air that anything could catch alight at any time. So you feel on alert. I think that's the best word. There's this sense of sort of alarm or alert that has been stirred up by a sort of mass consumption of news media and social media. By this time, though, these sources are becoming less and less trustworthy or authentic. There's been a disinformation sort of campaign. And instead, I found myself just going outside and looking for evidence, things that I could see with the skin of my eye. And sometimes I would photograph these and share them. So there's one particular evening when I was surveying the sky, because people would talk about the sky and how it was changing. And this particular night was ominous because it was hot, but it was very cloudy. And the clouds were sort of this purpley, orangey, pinky colour. They looked heavy, but they also looked sort of this sort of weird bright colour. And I took a photo of this and I shared it on Instagram. Then the next day, the report was saying that it was going to be like 40 degrees. If it was going to be like a really hot day, I would just shut up everything and pretty much entomb myself in the house until the heat had passed. So I was preparing to do that. And as I was sort of pulling down blinds and shutting doors, I stepped out into the front yard. And recently the surface had been waterproofed with this pale blue, rubbery looking substance. It was really bright. It was like the bottom of a swimming pool. And this fine layer of red dust had pretty much settled on everything you could see. Just this really fine layer of dust. The ground was now this sort of weird, mottily, orangey blue colour. And I took a photo of it. But I didn't take it because I wanted to show anyone. And I didn't even take it because I wanted to look at it later. This image you shouldn't be able to see because I didn't take it for you. I didn't even take it for me to look at. I didn't take it for Instagram. I had no intention of sharing it. For some reason, it was important to my survival. I don't know what it was going to signify for me. I don't know how it was going to help me survive, but it just needed to be seen, firstly by me, but then secondly by my phone and my camera, and be recorded. I will keep it. I probably don't need to look at it again. I mean, it's not particularly aesthetically appealing. It doesn't really tell you a lot. Or it doesn't tell anyone who doesn't know why the image was taken a lot. But also, I don't feel compelled to explain it. I think the events around it were explanation enough.